Hey friends, welcome to another edition of Cooking with Cliff. I'm your host, which I think you knew that by now. This is going to be our first breakfast edition. It's not going to be your typical bacon and eggs type of breakfast. I want to do pancakes, but not the traditional pancakes, with the syrup and the sausage and all that. It's kind of boring and, it's very high in fat and carbs. So I'm going to try to make a protein-packed pancake, something that's more of a snack. I guess you could probably make it as an evening snack. Doesn't have to be breakfast, but it's going to be just a little out of the norm. But let's look at our ingredients. Make the untraditional pancake. Okay, we're going to start off with a mixing bowl of some sort, and I'm using this guy again because it has the nice spout. I don't have to worry about dirtying a ladle at the same time. I'm going to use a pretty standard whole wheat pancake mix, but I'm going to make a couple substitutions to try to increase the fiber intake, and once we get into the final stages, it'll be increasing some of the protein on it as well. So I got about a cup of whole wheat flour. It would be a cup if it was at the top. I guess it's not quite 3/4 of a cup, but it's a few tablespoons short of a cup. So I'm going to pour that in, and then with my substitutions, I'm going to add some rolled oats. You could use I got the quick, the quick cook or the quick oats. You could use regular oats, but I think where these are a little bit smaller, they're probably going to cook a little easier in the pancake since it's not sitting in the pancake very long. So I'm going to add a couple tablespoons there. 1, 2, what the hell, let's go 3, 4. And then I'm going to add some flax. I'm not going to go crazy on that because it's a little boring on taste, but it's about a heaping tablespoon there of flax. Same with some wheat germ. I'm going to add a tablespoon of wheat germ. Pinch of salt, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to try to get some flavor in there with a teaspoon of cinnamon, just to try to jack it up a little. Now I'll take my whisk and whisk up the dry ingredients, try to get them all mixed up before I start adding liquids. Try to get everything incorporated and evenly distributed in the mixture. Okay, so wet ingredients. About 2 tablespoons of honey. I didn't want to dirty my spoon for that. They're a little bit of as anybody's ever measured honey in these little cups, the kind of pain to wait for the honey to come out. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of liquid egg white. You could use a large egg if you wish, and a cup of skim milk. Now my secret that I was going to do it for this, but I didn't want to freak people out, is I buy the powdered milk, and I just keep it for cooking purposes. I'll throw it in the recipe and then add the water, and it's pretty well the same thing. Now the batter is a little on the thin side. Probably get away with adding some more flour, but I'm going to keep whisking away. I'll probably let it sit for a minute just to maybe see if it'll thicken up before I go to the griddle. But I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to add a little bit more flour. Yeah. So here we go. There's our batter. Again, it's a little on the thin side, but I'm going to let that rest. If I need to add some flour, I will, and I'll let you know. But at this point, we're going to be off to the griddle now. You could add your blueberries now. I'm going to make them blueberry pancakes, but if you start adding these into the batter, you start mixing it up, you go to put it on the grill, you're going to have blueberries that are going to sink to the bottom. You'll never have an equal amount of blueberries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the blueberries to each pancake as I'm making them. That way there I know for sure I got roughly an even amount of blueberries, and that way there I can control whereabouts they lay in the pancake so they're not all clumping to one side. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour to this, let it set for a minute, and then we're going to take it to the griddle. And now we're at the griddle, or I guess this would be not quite a griddle, but it's a nice frying pan. I think it's the ideal frying pan for pancakes. Now, I'm sure out there, somewhere in YouTube land, someone just watched me mix my batter. And there's probably, some pancake traditionalists out there that probably said he didn't put any baking soda or baking powder. And you would be correct. I had forgotten to add baking soda and baking powder. And as I stated in the past, cooking with Cliff, everything is one take, because this is literally my supper. So, at some point, maybe I will get multiple takes and be able to correct my errors. But in this case, I have added a teaspoon of baking powder and about a half a teaspoon of baking soda, as well as I added about 2 tablespoons of more flour, just to thicken it up. And you can see things are thick. I probably didn't even need to add the flour, because I've noticed that the longer there's a sit, the thicker it's gotten. But either way, it's there, and it's not too thick, and at least it's not runny like it was a few moments ago. So I'm going to spray the pan. They're nice and oiled up. You could use margarine if you want. You could use oil. Spray, I find, works the best. At least it's the healthiest option to use. My pan, it's getting warm. Might as well make the first one. So we'll pour it out. Now, depending on what you want to do with these, if these are just going to be, pancakes and syrup, you can determine how big or small you want them to be. I have something else planned for these, so I'm going to try to spread them out a little bit, try to get a little bit of size to them. I don't want it to be too thin. This is not, we're not making crepes here. The batter's obviously not thin enough for crepes. And now is my chance to add the blueberries. I'm just going to scatter a couple scoops of blueberries throughout the mixture. Now, there. So now I got my blueberries throughout the mixture. Oh, there's probably a couple tablespoons of, well, I'd say 3 tablespoons there. But now they're evenly spread out through the pancake. They're not all at the bottom of the bowl, and the first pancake has nothing. So now is a waiting game with pancakes. You can't do anything with them until the bottom is set. The way you tell that the bottom is set is the top of the pancake will start to generate holes, air pockets, air holes. When you start to see basically a whole bunch of holes, air pockets through the top of the pancake, it's pretty well time to flip. Now this one might be a challenge, because that's a pretty big pancake that I made there. I think I went a little overzealous on the size I wanted, but I'm going to go with it. And now just, well, it's just a waiting game, because I just tried to test it there, and it's pretty well liquid, so just going to wait it out. Getting close. It's hard. It might be hard to see with that angle of the camera, but over here it's good. But the center is still pretty wet, and I definitely don't want to take the chances of breaking the pancake, because I do have plans for this. This is not going to be a typical pancake and sausage type of deal. We're going to make a little roll out of this. We're really going to take it to a whole different direction. So, 1, 2, 3. Hey. Alright, well, it's a little more golden brown than you probably typically would want. It's also a whole wheat pancake too, so it's kind of hard to really tell if this is just overcooked or if it's just a case where it's the actual whole wheat that's making it darker. Doesn't look burnt, but it is pretty dark in color. So from here, I'm just going to make a bunch of pancakes with my batter, and then we'll take it over to the next station, and we'll spruce it up. Okay, I flipped my last one. Just waiting for this side to cook. I got about 3 large pancakes out of that mix. It's they're fairly big, and as you might be able to tell, I got one hell of a mess on my stovetop. I guess that's going to happen. I didn't anticipate the trouble I'd have flipping a darn pancake, but then again, I was making fairly large ones too, and as you can see, they're all pretty golden. So either I have my temperature too high, or that's just to be expected for the amount of well, darker ingredients that's in this pancake mix. And this one's not exactly too pretty with the blueberries the way they are, but there's my flapjacks or my pancakes. I mean, you could eat those just as is, put some butter on that, some syrup, have sausages on the side, but that's not the intent for these guys. I want to roll these and stuff these, make like almost like little sandwiches, and increase the flavor, the protein in them. So let's head off and roll these into some sandwiches. It's time to wrap. So I'm gonna take the pancake, which is still really hot, jeepers, and from there I'm going to put some cottage cheese, which you can get at the grocery store. You can get the regular stuff. This comes with the individual tubs. This is the flavored stuff. This is strawberry. Figured if I'm going to put cottage cheese on something for breakfast, might as well make it taste good. So I'm going to spread her out. This is going to be almost like making a like a tortilla or a wrap of some sort. So I'm going to take my banana, put her in the middle, and then I'm going to try to wrap this bad boy around the banana. May not be perfect, but you should be able to get it around. Hopefully it'll stay. Seems to want to resist. I guess you could toothpick it. Yeah, looks like this is going to be a toothpick jobby, but either way, you get the idea. You know what? Bam! You're going to eat it anyway. Might as well make some presentation out of it. So for the top, instead of syrup, I'm going to add some yogurt. Since that fork's in the way now. Yeah. Not pretty, not the way I intended it, but it's there and it should still taste good. And top it off some chopped strawberries. I would assume that if this was more crepe-like, I probably would have gotten away with being able to wrap that a little better, but there you go. Whole wheat pancake with some wheat germs, some flaxseed. There's some honey in there. You got a lot of nutrients in there. Then you got the cottage cheese and the yogurt. That's some protein. The banana, strawberries. Sweeten it up. Get yourself some good, healthy fruit in there. But that's that to me that beats your traditional pancake. I mean that there is a meal all by itself. You don't need the sausage. You don't need toast. You don't need anything else to go with that. That is one hell of a snack to start your day. So for another edition of Cooking with Cliff, we'll see you next time.